thinking that when you thought that when you sat there and told this woman, hey, let's do it this way, because if you do it that way, you're not getting anything, and you know, this and that and this and that. You know, you could attest to the fact that when all you do, look, examine your response. Look at how she responded to a way to resolve the issue. You're just trying to screw me over. She heard nothing you said. She didn't hear it.
Mm-hmm.
She heard nothing you said.
Her idea of getting screwed over is not getting
what she wants.
Half of everything and more. Her idea of screwing over means like, hey, I'm entitled to all your shit, so there's no way I'm going to negotiate down from what I'm already going to be getting.
Right. That's it right there. And it ain't half your stuff. They want all your stuff. They feel as though that you shouldn't be entitled to nothing. Mm-hmm. In their mind, if you have it, it's theirs. They gave you pussy, so it belongs to them. Your life belongs to them. Once they cock their legs open, everything of value to you now belongs to them because they gave you some pussy. It ain't. Listen, Dave. The narrative of you being married and she thinking she needs alimony, that's like thirdary. First is she gave you some pussy. Second, she gave you a baby. And then this now that the laws of marriage. The laws of marriage. It's got nothing to do with her saying, oh, I'm going to take half of everything you got because I'm married to you. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. It's because I gave you some pussy. And if you want to challenge that, why is it that if you look at what Shannon Sharp is going through right now, it all boils down to he got some pussy. Now the chick's suing for $50 million. Oh my God. Woo. Consensual sex. And under the context of you put it in my butthole, but you didn't use a condom. Oh my God. I told you not to put it in my butt. So you mean to tell me somebody can hold your bun hole there and plant their penis all the way in it without you jerking away or nothing like that? 50 million. All because of sex. All because of sex. That's why your ex-wife felt as though your life is owed to her. Everything. And you negotiating with her? Man, shame on you, man. I should hang up on you, man. I should hang up on you. You just,
I gotta hang up on me.
yeah. Hey, listen. You know how I always say, hey, man, I don't want you to think less of me. This is a me. This is a me thinking less of you moment, man. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. Holy smokes.
I just really wanted, because I know when you're divorced, the woman, she doesn't get an upgrade. Even after divorce, it doesn't really work like that. Even if I am going to be paying her, her life doesn't get improved because with the rent and the 2 cars and the insurance and bills and internet and phone and everything I was providing, that is way more than a measly alimony plus child support. So it's not like she's getting a lifetime. So I felt bad. I'm like, I don't want my kid in poverty, and then I still want to see my kid, but then I got to balance work and still kind of take care of my kid somehow. And I'm just trying to make it so everyone, if we can't get along, at least let's make it so we all kind of
I got you. That makes
not suffer.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Very well said. Yeah, I like that. That's very well said, brother. Very well said.
I just tried. I'm like, there's no winners in divorce, but let's all be less losers if possible.
Right. Wow. And she said nope. She said nope.
Yeah.
I want your butthole.
Yeah. Yep.
She said, how dare you?
And she has nothing against me. Like, oh, he hit me or he cheated on me or he wasn't paying bills. She got nothing. It's just I'm not happy. I want to destroy you. That's all she got from me.
Right. Well, listen, Atia beat on me, put me in the hospital, and that was the thing. And still, it was I gotta try to convince the world that he is the bad guy. And guess what? You ready?
Yeah.
You sitting down? You sitting down? I don't want to hear a thump. I don't want to hear a thump when I say that.
Okay.
All the sisterhood believed her, including my mama. All of them believed her. Even though I did nothing, never, she put me in the hospital. My mom knew all this. Still, the sisterhood found a way to say, oh, Chris is wrong. Chris is wrong.
Wow.
Chris is wrong. That's what they want to do. And that's why, I had a client, I might lose you, so if I do, just if I start breaking up or whatever, give it like 30 seconds of you, and just hang up and call me back, and then it'll come through. So, because I'm on these back roads. But here's a woman that said, I put him in a hospital. I know I'm wrong, and wanted nothing to do with our relationship, our family was owed at least going to therapy. But she said no. To go to therapy means that I admit to something wrong on my end. That's why that clause of me telling my brother, I don't want to have nothing to do with my mom until she go to therapy. You know why I said that, Dave?
Because she wouldn't go.
I knew she wasn't going to go. Asking a piece of trash that is a black woman to own up to something they did wrong, you have a better chance of getting the devil to come to church. Nope, I didn't do nothing wrong. I'm 74. I don't remember. I'm so old. Yeah, of course you don't. Of course you don't remember, Mom. Of course you don't remember it. That's why you didn't say, boy, it's been 4 years. Where you been? Where you been? 2 years. Where you been? Where you been? I was worried about you. You said none of that. You said none of that. You just, I know. I'm used to being a tyrant. I got away with it for 74 years. Please let me continue my streak. I got a golden medal from the sisterhood. I'm flawless in being a witch. Please don't, please don't scar my record. If I go to therapy, it voids my membership. If you know somebody is a therapist and we could do it under the table, I don't sign nothing. I do it under the table, but you can't admit to it. You can't do a video. The sisterhood. I'm forbidden to ever go to therapy. I can go if I have a problem with a black woman, but I can't. Son, please. I'm your mama. Do it for mama. Let me slide with this one. No. No, not happening. Telling you, man. Dave, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. You're only going through what you went through. No negotiation once you get some coochie. No negotiation.
Right.
That's where you messed up at. That's why I'm surprised you ain't sent, like I said, man, I'm surprised you ain't sending them cryptic messages. I'm surprised, bro. I didn't know I had it. I'm surprised you're not a cryptic. I'm surprised you're not a cryptic message sender. I'm really surprised. Really. I'm sending cryptic messages like crazy. Yeah. Wow. Wow.
Man, she's so. Like I said, from the perspective of let me soften the blow on everyone here. Now I would be like, you know what? You want this? Fine.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't even.
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, I've changed. I've changed. Like, at the time, I just, morals and like, empathy, and I'm like, yeah, she is fucking retarded, but she don't know what she's doing, and then the kid's gonna suffer, and then I'm gonna suffer, she's gonna suffer. So let me just, see how I can balance everything, and so we all can just end up okay. And she's like, but now I'm like, well, yeah, fuck you. That's it. I would have come even earlier from the beginning. I might have even, left her, initiated the divorce, knowing what I know now.
How about that? Wow. Wow.
I'll be like, fuck these morals. What about me?
Wow. Yeah, the thing is, I seen a video. Listen, I'm going to say this before I say that. Everything that I've said about women and what got me banned from having a wife and having a girlfriend that believe in me, I now see women talking about it 100 times over.
Yeah.
I see it. So I say that to say, I seen a video and it said, all you women with these slick mouths, you ain't gonna talk to a man like that, because his perspective is, if he ain't gonna let somebody in the street talk to him like that, he ain't gonna let you talk to him like that. And that's has always been my perspective and narrative. You will not negotiate with me like you can beat me. Not happening. If I come to you like Atia, she came at me like I was a punk on the street. And I remember this one time we was driving in a car and we went through the toll in Irvington, New Jersey. We went through the toll and we goes through the toll, and this person she was driving, and the person didn't allow her to get over and cut her off, and she came and jerked at the car, and she I'm sitting in the passenger seat looking at her like, dang, it ain't all that, right? But then when it comes to trying to be reasonable with me, you're gonna go all gangster on me. And that is the one thing that I always remember. That person scared the hell out of you. And you seen me in action. You was in the house with me when we heard somebody in our alleyway, and I got up, got my gun, went outside, locked the door behind me. I said, stay in the bed, lock the door behind me so nobody could come in. And I went around the house, and it found out it was somebody in the house next door. They were so loud, it literally sounded like they was in our alleyway. You know that. But then you're going to come at me like I'm a punk. That ain't happening, bro. We ain't going for that. Not happening. Not happening. Every woman that I've ever been with seen me in action when it came to be ready to put foots in somebody. But then they're going to say, oh, you gonna talk to me like I'm some type of punk. No, it's not happening. It's not happening. Not happening. Not happening. And I seen a woman, like I said, they said that in the video, and I agree with it 1,000,000%. You will not, under circumstances zero, talk to me like you just some old, I can beat you. Like the way your ex-wife said to you, all right, give me the keys and get out, or something, whatever she said. I'm gonna dominate you with a restraining order in my back pocket. You can't do it on your own, but you're gonna go and lie to the court system to obtain a restraining order, and then say, now I'm gonna get you. That's why every time we went to court, my cocky and arrogance was on full display. I wanted to show Attila and Sean Bradley. It ain't happening. Even in here, I'm still cocky. I'm gonna come in here grabbing my balls. Still, ain't nothing happening. Whatever you think going down, it ain't happening. I'm not coming here respecting them. It ain't happening. That's where that came from. They're really amazing. It really is. They are the absolute worst. But laws are changing. Laws are changing. And then also, even if the laws don't change, I really don't care. That's why when people say, let's get together and get a bill passed, I don't care about the law. I want them to think that they got all the power in the world because I'm going to beat them. Stack the deck against me.
I like that.
Yeah, I'm going to beat you. You can go at this any narrative you want. I am going to beat you. You're going to lose.
Yep.
Go ahead and think whatever you want. I'm going to win. I'm going to win.
Yeah, I've seen like in court, it is to a degree stacked against men. Like even as far as like, you know, even dealing with the clerks, they let her open up a case without bringing all these papers and transcripts. But for me, it was like, no, we got to follow protocol. But for her, oh yes, we'll open the case for you. Here's a date.
Okay. So, and how does that make you feel? I'm just curious.
Well, that's how like a discrimination. But I still you know, came on top of the situation despite, you know, these little things. I feel good about myself. Like I could still beat her, but it's like it's not fair.
Okay, so let me come in. I'm gonna ask you this: if I change the guns and your bullets to blanks, they're gonna make the same amount of noise. When you fire them at me, you're gonna think that you're shooting me. Is the fact that you still fired the gun at me, is that fair?
No.
Well, it is fair because the agenda of what she wanted to do. But the fact is, it meant nothing. So there is no such thing as it's fair. The thing is, she did you a favor because when you retained us back in November of 2023, you was told, Dave, I'm gonna set you up for the end game. Did I not tell you that?
Yeah.
I said to you, Dave, never mind none of the stuff that happens in the middle. I'm setting you up for the end. See, they like to fight, fair, unfair. So they like to fight. They like all the noise. They like all the, we got a court date. They like all the, and my attorney said, they like all that. I know what they like. I know what strokes their ego. But it don't make no sense. You got your bathing suit on. You invited 100 people. You got your little blow-up dolls and everything. And the pool is closed. It's closed. So what am I saying? So if you telling me that they allow her to open up a case to help you bring her to her demise, I'm going to have to ask you to explain that because that's funny to me. They're under the impression, hey, listen, they're under the impression that you just the same old dude. You should be offended by that, if anything. How dare you think that I'm a same old dude? And then, so they let her open it. When she opened it, you know what happened, right?
Yeah.
It sprung the trap. That's all it did. It did. I'm not saying it ain't fair. I'm applauding her. I'm sending her a bouquet of roses. Thank you. Your demise is now on a timer. All you did is start the timer. That's all you did. The bomb was already set up. Listen. She's not losing, Dave. She already lost. She just grasping for straws. She's doing all this for dignity, bruh. She did all this for dignity. Her plan, hold on, check this out. Hello? You still there? Okay. Her plan, tell me if this wasn't her plan, and I don't know her. Have you paying child support? Have you paying alimony? Have you, her attorney brought into the fact you'll even pay her his or her fees, correct?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
hold on. Okay. Your divorce went down December 9th, correct?
Yep.
Did you pay attorney's fees?
No.
Did you pay alimony?
I ain't pay shit.
Oh, wow. So how is it that her plan, this was her plan, all this extra energy that she's burning off, let me tell you something. You don't need Dave, you don't need a bomb. You don't need your heat in the summertime, bro. You don't need it.
Yeah.
She's doing all this for nothing. It's for nothing. Her loss is already in the books. It's in the works. So
Yeah.
your narrative is, it's not fair. No, it's not fair for the dummy. It's not fair for the dude that got his bunhole sauced up, ready to get Hey Dave. It's not fair for that dude that got some sauce, some butter sauce on his hole. It's not fair for him. It's not fair for him. But for you sitting back saying, you ever see a command center? You ever see a movie where there's a command center and all the guys are in there looking at the screen, but there's one boss guy, he's standing there and he's seeing what's going on, and he sees what's going on. He said, okay, they just shot. Okay, initiate strike package Bravo. Initiate strike package Bravo. Go ahead, fire. The commander is sitting in the control room just looking at all what's going on. He's looking up at the screen. It's like Transformers. The first one. The first one. And the first one, they saying, the first one, it's a bunch of heavy commanders, generals in the room, and then one general says to the other one, have you ever seen anything like that? He said, I don't know. Initiate strike package Bravo. No, he said, he was down on the ground calling in all the things that they need. He was on the grounds calling in support. Hey, listen, use Sabo rounds. Bring the pain. And then the motherfuckers, then a big cannon came out the side of the plane, and it was going boom, 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 shoo, boom, 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 shoo. And then that thing that they was fighting said, oh wow, I'm out of here. But once he said, hit him with them Sabo rounds. Bring the rain. It was over. That's all you doing. You're in the control room, bruh. You're in control. You're not in the control room talking about something. Oh, God damn it. What's the matter, Captain? She opened up the case. That ain't what you're doing. You're in the control room. You're in the control room, and one of your privates says, "Sir, she went down the family court. It's about time. Initiate. Start the timer. Timer started, sir. I want full bloom. Clear everybody out of the area. This one's gonna hit hard." That's what you're saying. Strong talk. You follow me? Strong talk. Get everybody out of the area, sir. Get everybody out of the area. This one's gonna hit hard. That's it. I'm not into that, bruh. I'm not into all that nonsense. I'm not arguing with you. You're a woman. Your curriculum is dumb. What she's doing is executing dumb. You can't expect her to do anything else. She only knows dumb. That's it. That's it.
Man.
Don't expect...
Every time she comes, it's like an ego hit to her. Every time it doesn't go her way.
Okay, there you go. Very well said. Yeah. Oh, listen. Bruh, she's defeated. She's broken. Everybody... Let me ask you a question. Who do you know had an outcome like in their divorce like you? Who do you know?
Nobody.
Okay. Hold on. Chill. Who do you know that she know that got a divorce that's having an income like her?
Nobody.
Exactly. Everybody else that she know got a divorce. Dog walked her into it. Girl, if you divorce him, you'll get. Dog, girl, if you once you dog walk him to the divorce, girl, you gonna get. Dave, hello.
Yeah.
Dave, where's her get? What's her get?
No, she got.
No, well, yeah, right. She getting nothing but disappointments. Disappointment after disappointment after disappointment after disappointment. After her words now. Get along and we'll make this quick. What was that word she uttered to you?
He said, you better cooperate.
Uh-huh. Oh, no.
Get this done in the middle of 6 weeks.
There you go.
Better cooperate.
She said, you better cooperate, and you better get this done in lieu of 6 weeks. And didn't we file a motion with respects to that? What did we say in a motion with respects to that?
Said, I'm trying.
Right. And we said something to like, my soon-to-be ex-wife wanted this done in 6 weeks. Could you let her know I'm trying? Something like that, right? Yeah. We made a mockery of it though. Yes.
Yep.
Okay. You don't think she's seen that and said, what the hell is going on here?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Hold on a second, okay? Hold on a second.
Yep.
Gotta get back. Gotta get back. All right, I'm back, man. Archer, you got to get back, little buddy. Come on. Pay attention. Still there? Yeah, man. So, you know, her going down there, lighting the fuse. Listen, when you, like I said, when you set things up for the end game, she's always gonna be playing behind the 8 ball. She's always playing. Everything she's doing is igniting her demise. Like all the roads that she's going down, bro, we got them roadblocked. We funneling her to a bottleneck. That's the only thing that's happening to this woman, because people would like to say that the female always win in court. I don't believe that. If a woman always win in court, change the prize. That's all. Mm-hmm. Just change the prize. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If a woman always win in court, change the prize. You're not winning alimony. You're winning a dirt cake. Now enjoy your prize. That's what I always told Latia. Enjoy your prize. You won. Now enjoy your prize. Yeah, you won. There was an episode of Martin Lawrence on Martin where he won the lottery, right?
Yeah.
So he wins the lottery. He buys a speedboat. He brought the Elephant Man bones from Michael Jackson. He brought all this stuff. And then when he goes to collect the prize, he found out that 300 and something people also hit. Shit. Hey, if 300,000, if you won 300,000 by yourself, cool. But if 300 people hit, you're not getting what you think you're getting, right? Yep. So that's what I always tell people. Change the prize. That's all. That's all. You're in absolute control. Every man is in absolute control. They just don't think so. Oh, I don't think so. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You are in charge of your life. And the best perspective I can give is like I will always give. Objects in this mirror are closer than they appear. It's fitting. It's fitting. Every time a woman does something, you got to understand. She already believes she won. Every time a woman does something, she wants a victory off of every move. That woman don't want to go to court and don't leave there and saying, I benefited from sitting down there or I benefited from opening this case. They that's how it is. They're not sitting there saying, oh, I don't think this will work. They got it all planned out.
Mm-hmm.
What is that thing that they say? Past results don't represent future gains.
Say that again?
Past results is not indicative of future gains.
Well, I know what the insurance companies say. Past behavior is indicative of like future. Yeah, I don't know.
What the perspective is, the perspective and what they're saying is, when you see all them things and they talk about investing, oh, you can invest and you can win, you can invest and win, they'll tell you that don't look at the past gains and think that they'll be the same as the future. That's why they say past results is not indicative of future gains. It's not. So don't say, oh, this person invested in this and won and got a 10.8% return on their money every month for the past 36 months. Don't think that for the next 36 months it's going to be the same. And what happened is, what women do is they look at past results of divorces and they predict that they're going to have the same gain. That's what they think. Like I said, you don't know nobody that won like you did. Your own daddy took an L.
Yeah.
Your own daddy left divorce court going, ouch, ouch, ow, ow. You know,
Man, he was paying, child support and alimony the entire time during the divorce, and then when the divorce got finalized, he ended up giving up his half of the house.
Okay, so how much did you pay during the divorce?
How much he paid?
I said, how much did you pay? Since that's what your daddy did, how much did you pay?
Yeah. Nothing.
Actually, you paid our retainer. You paid us for a retainer.
Yeah.
You paid for the results that you are now skip tuba-luba, my darling, today. That's what you paid for.
Mm-hmm.
You paid for that. You paid for that. Why? Because once again, Dave, I'm not a well, actually, I am a genius. Oh, TMI. Listen, let me come at it this way. Everything that I was about to say, I am actually. God damn. Dave. Hey, Dave. Hello. Check this out.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave. All you have to do is, like I tell anybody, all you have to do is sit back and say to yourself, why did this happen before? And you look at all the things that the man did. You know your dad. I don't know him. You know your dad. If you was to go ask your dad a bunch of questions, you would be able to say, well, I didn't do this, this, and this, and that's where the difference was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So I want every man on this planet, not to buy into their narrative of, you did something wrong, you need to be scared. No, you don't.
Mm-hmm.
No, you don't. You didn't do nothing. Nothing to be scared of. You didn't do nothing. Nah, no, sir. All right. It's all a facade. As this one guy, we got a client last week, and he said, and I quote, this is crazy. He said, and I quote, all right, check this out. He said, and I quote, he said, yeah, when I gave my money, my attorney said, I can't get equal custody because there's accusations of assault. I said, well, let me get. So you know what I said, right?
What's that?
Let me get the court transcripts where they said that. And you know what he said, right?
What's that?
Oh, it wasn't said in court. Oh.
Uh-huh.
Oh. Where was it said at? It was said in my attorney's office. So they primed this bunhole. They primed this bunhole. Yeah, they did. They primed this bunhole to get him to say, I understand that I can't get nothing. I understand I'm entitled to nothing. I understand that. But so when they went to court, they just shellacked him. He got a very...
Wow.
Hey, Dave.
Yeah.
Check this out. He got a very thin, glassy haze on his bunhole. That's the shellac. They shellacked his bunhole, and when it dried, it's just a very thin, glassy haze on his bunhole. Yeah. And then he says, oh, they didn't. I'm saying to myself, bro, you can't be fucking serious. You can't be serious. I said, this is what they did. You can't be serious. He's like, yeah, they said that I said, you can't be fucking serious. You can't. But this is what they do. Because your attorney did somewhere in the same thing. What was the story about? What was it again? You told your attorney she lied, and your attorney was like, we're going to get her, and then it changed. What was the thing what it was again? About the restraining order? What was it again?
So when I first got her, she's like, yeah, it happens not often, blah, blah, blah. I was in her office, and we're gonna beat her in this restraining order because everything she alleged to you, there's no proof, and on top of that, she beat her with technicalities of like, I couldn't possibly be all these allegations because it requires this. So she even filed all that paperwork and everything. And when we were supposed to go to the court date, prior to the court date, my ex-wife's attorney and her send a deal, marriage settlement deal where, I agreed to pay this much, I agreed to give up this, and she gets this, and we'll even waive her attorney fees if you agree to this whole deal.
Wow.
And then she'll even drop the restraining order on you.
Wow.
And
so hold on. So they took your rightful, your law, they took your constitutional rights and put them in some type of bargaining agreement.
Yeah.
Wow. Continue, please. Wow.
Yeah, and
wow.
And I said, and I'm like, I like everything about this marriage proposal deal. I said, I'm just willing to do it, get it over with, but I'll sign it after we get a restraining order hearing and after the case is dismissed. Because it's anyways has to be dismissed because I want it to be clear that she lied. Right. And that she can't ever bring this up in the future. Well, I didn't proceed forward because of whatever reason. I want it to be 100% clear.
Wow, smart. Very well said, brother. Wow.
Yeah, I wanted it on the record that I'm clear. Even if they don't say she lied, but I just wanted it clear that it wouldn't come back and bite me later.
Right.
I'm thinking, like, if I ran for mayor of Rochester, like, I don't want her bringing up these allegations. Like, look, there's a history. I'm like, whatever. So, and then my attorney says, no, it's going to cost you more time and money, and they could fight it. Your restraining order can actually be extended for another 2 years if they find probable cause or whatever. and it's going to delay everything. You should take the deal. It's a really good deal. You're going to get exactly what you want, and she's going to drop the thing. It's all going to be done. You're going to get what you want. I said, no, that's not what I want. I want my name to be cleared. And then all of a sudden everything went sour because, you know, the whole deal fell apart because when we showed up to court, she didn't even show up, so the case got dismissed. But it was like her attorney, my attorney, where everyone was panicking. They're like, he wasn't supposed to do this. He was supposed to take the deal. She was going to drop everything.
Right.
But I was like hell bent on,
Right.
like, I'll accept your deal, which is actually in her favor, heavily in her favor. I'll even accept the deal. It's just we first got to go to court and get cleared that this was bullshit.
Dave, what you experienced is the way family court attorneys and how they treat fathers. They find one thing wrong and use that as a bargaining chip. So they when they heard restraining order, you didn't notice at first. But when they heard restraining order, what they heard was the way to get you to submit. They said that woman she already went ahead and did our job. We normally
Right.
have them do it during. Boy, she did it already. But once again, this is why we should do something today and say, you know, the amazing thing, the father support group that I have, they should send us to your attorney. She got it 2 days before and then executed, and you didn't say anything about it. The beautiful thing about right is you get to serve it up cold. You get to put people about it. You want to say to them, I'm just sending you this letter out because I really would like you to respond. How come this father support group realized that a restraining order was issued 48 hours before the wife executed it? How come you didn't catch that?
Right. And then one more thing to add, and then my attorney was saying, well, if you don't go with this deal and she doesn't drop the restraining order, it can be extended for, up to 2 years. And there's a case law that says you can't have a custody if there's a restraining order against you, something along that nature. You can't get an actual custody because there's a restraining order put on you. So if you don't take this deal, it could get extended. It might not get dismissed. You have to get hurt in another 6 months from now, and you won't be able to get custody. So they were trying everything to pressure me into just taking the deal.
Right.
And I was just too hell bent on, no, that's my name. In order for me to be declared innocent, someone has to be declared guilty. You can't just bring me in here and then walk away.
My man. Wow. Brother, that's all you. You may say it's us, but brother, that is, I don't know what it is in your system. I don't know. You got to have that in you, brother. We only assisted you. We ain't help you. I'm gonna say that. Every time I hear that, man, I love hearing. I'm recording this, by the way, too, and I just want people to hear it. Really, man, I want people to hear. You just said no from the door. There was no Dave, you don't bargain wrong. You don't. I'm not bargaining wrong, bro. It's not happening. It's not happening, brother. I'm not bargaining wrong. I'm full throttle with a bottle. Not happening, man. Oh my God. You sound like a younger brother. You don't sound like an oldest. You got that fight of a youngest brother, man. I think it's because how your dad, but you got the fight of a youngest brother. You don't got the fight of an oldest. Normally the oldest is soft. They ain't got no fight in them. They used to bossing their little brothers around. You got the fight of a youngest brother. I'm a youngest brother.
Yeah.
The fight that you hear in me is because my brothers used to beat all of them. I looked at the calendar. Monday and Thursday and Saturday of this week is Kick Chris's butt day. Then it had which brother was going to do it. which brother going to beat us? So man, that I love to hear that. I love to hear that. That's why, like I said, man, It's just amazing. Family and court attorneys are ass trash, man. They are.
Yeah. It's all lies and manipulation.
Right. It's all fairy tales. It's all smoke screens and BS. That's all it is. Smoke screens and BS. You gotta believe this. You gotta do this way. You gotta if this don't happen, you can't do that. You gotta oh yeah, the law is this. You know, they tell you all these things. One little thing, you hiccup wrong. Oh, because you hiccup wrong, you can lose that, and she can do that, and this and that, and this and that. Nothing as your attorney. Everything, they sound like her attorney. Her attorney and your attorney would have said nothing different. Nothing different. They're saying the exact same thing. Gee, I wonder why. Gee, I wonder why. Unbelievable.
Tell me, you get exactly what you want.
Right. Unbelievable.
Telling me what I want.
Right. 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 And I'm telling you, the bottom gonna fall out of this new thing she got going. I promise you that. I promise you.
Mm-hmm.
Bottom gonna fall out of that. It was built off the excitement of he got the full load of dealing with her. And then when they get into an argument, and he gonna say, "Hey, you cheated on me with me with him with me. What makes you think I'm not gonna?"
Mm-hmm.
And this guy behind me, he literally went all in the side lane. He had to go in the side lane. You better pay attention. Holy smokes. Pay attention, damn it. Wow. And how old is she now?
Same age as me, 23.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And what type of careers did the women in her life have? Who's the most successful person in her circle?
Her father's a plumber.
Nah, woman. I said woman. Woman. Who's a successful woman?
Oh. Yeah, her mom just, babysits old people and cleans offices. What's that?
Oh, snap. Oh.
Yeah.
She's an old.
She just recently retired, so she wipes ass under the table.
Oh, wow. There you go. What a thing to look up to. My mama is a booty wiper. Uh-huh. That's what
Her father told me one time.
Her father?
Says that, yeah, her father. Wow. So her father, who she's married to, her mother said, he told me one time, he said, her mother she's a prostitute, she's a whore, and even two of her own sisters confirms it. And on top of that, she's a cheap whore. It even makes me more upset.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they got. I don't think my ex-wife is even aware of what her mother is, but she pretends to be like some, angel in church. Some poor lady has to deal with a difficult husband, but she's the one who one time she's the one who pushed and encouraged the divorce. She even came up to both of us and said, "I think it's time for you guys to get divorced. You guys should get divorced." And she's from the whole church community. And, everyone's like, "Oh, no, we'll pray, make it work together." But she's the one telling us to divorce. So she's like the biggest hypocrite liar there is. So I believe it.
Her mother came up to y'all and said, "I think it's time for y'all to get a divorce"?
Yes. We went to Wegmans and her mother in person. So not only was she just behind the scenes telling my ex, to get a divorce. She came up to me, trying to convince me to get on board with it, because I was trying to go through the marriage counseling and everything, and they were avoiding it, and she was just telling me, you guys should get divorced.
Uh-huh.
So she was really pushing for it and instigating it.
Right, because she wanted her daughter back.
Yeah, so the plan was, go move to some apartments in Henrietta or something. So she's going to leave her husband. My ex is going to, well, she left. She's going to leave me, and then it's going to be the child there. So they're going to get some government assistance, SNAP benefits, retirement money,
Wow.
and then alimony and child support. That was
Right.
that was her retirement plan. Get all these checks lined up.
Right. Right.
And then sit on your ass, and that's it.
My professor told me in law school, she said, if anybody to get married over the age of 40, it's not for love.
That's what she did. She got married in her 40s.
And, right. So I'm going to add to that. Every move that a woman makes after 40 is like you said, it's check stacking. All she did was she tried to accumulate check stacking. That's all she was doing. I'm married to my daughter. I will always be superior to her. I will always outrank her. I will never have to listen to her. She will always listen to me. I'm the mother. I'm the rank. And that's what it was about. That's why it was that narrative was put into place. It was the mother. The mother said, time for y'all. I need my daughter back. She done put in enough time to collect some money from you. That was the plan. And listen, the beautiful thing about it is you didn't understand women prior to that. You understand now. So no woman can say no woman can say to you, oh, women ain't like that. You can say, actually they are. They are. Yeah, they are like that. That's all they want to do. They want to say all the experiences that you had with a woman, it's not like that. All the experiences that you had with a woman, it's a one-off. No other woman will ever do or be like that. It's a lie. They want to tell you that. I promise you. No woman will ever act like that. No woman will ever do that to you. No woman will ever. It's a lie.
It's in them.
Right.
They're capable. Everyone is capable of it.
Right. This is the nature. I find it. The one thing that always seems to be tied with the man that's getting done wrong is the fact that he's trying to love the woman. That's the common denominator.
Yeah.
That's the common denominator. If he don't care, this don't happen. If he walks away from her, this don't happen. If he says, screw you, I just wanted a nut, this don't happen. This only happens, you hear what I'm saying? Hello? Yeah, okay. This only happens when a man is trying to love the woman. Only. Yeah. Like my ex-wife, she had a little creature before we got married. And then I'm being a good dummy. You hear it in my voice. I was a good dummy. You hear it? You hear it in my voice? I was a good dummy and said, we got to get up to hey Dave, don't think less of me, man. At least I call it. You don't ever call it. You just say things and just try to let it flow. I call it, man. Hey Dave, don't think less of me. All right, I'm out here.
I won't speak to your level.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, don't do that. So I said to my ex-wife like a good creature lover at the time. A creature lover. Yeah. I said, we need to get a good dummy. We need to get a bigger apartment so Anthony can have his own room. Well, like a dummy. And then Guess what she says? Guess what she says when she got mad at me after we moved into the place? This is what she said when she got. Check this out. Check this out. I want you to be sitting, leaning on something, or don't have all your body weight on. I want to hear a thump. This is what she said. I didn't say nothing about the apartment or nothing. Listen. I got her. We got a nice townhouse on Lakeview Drive in Killeen, Texas. So we came out of our house, Dave, and right across the street was, guess what?
What?
The lake. Oh, it was beautiful. Oh, it was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I had an Audi and a Camaro. And I remember just on Sundays, people would ride through the park and see my house and say, "Oh, that's Sergeant Smith's house." And then I would go. I remember a couple of times. I would be down at the company, and somebody would say, "Yo, man, you live on Lakeview Drive, don't you?" "Yeah." "Yo, I went past you. I seen your cars outside." Man, I felt proud as hell, man. I felt proud. Right. Hold on. But then. I got to listen to a woman say, "I'm leaving. You can have your upstairs and your downstairs." So the first thing she did was she took a strike at what I call myself being a man doing, making sure we have adequate space for 3 people to live in. First thing she do, she take a strike at that. First thing she say, I brought this for you. I got this for your kid. Yeah. First thing she did, took a strike at that. First thing. Unfreaking believable.
You know how I believe you?
I'm listening.
My ex-creature told me I didn't ask for all that.
Right.
I'm doing all this so we lived in a nice, safe neighborhood and you would be comfortable, and no, I didn't ask for all that.
Right. They are childish in nature. This is why I don't do nothing for them unless they ask for it. That's why when I do things, I don't want nothing attached to it. I can buy a woman $1,000 gift and give it to her. I'll mail it to her, and won't have her thinking you owe me nothing. No, you don't owe me nothing. You don't owe me nothing. That's. I simply brought you some with my lunch money. It don't mean nothing to me. I just know for a fact, me personally, I'm going down in the record says the only guy in their life that ever. That's what I'm going down at. The only man in their life that ever. Yep. Not doing it, nor do I care. Not doing it. I don't want. You don't owe me nothing. Yep. But hey, listen. Every woman wants to be the head chick. So she can act like it's all about her and her mama all she want. It ain't like that. Everyone wants to be the head chick. That's why she immediately jumped into a marriage. She's saying this ain't work. And saying I gotta marry somebody else that I gotta train from the beginning. And she got him trained, like you said. She got him trained. He will do all that she asks. But that don't last for long. Yeah. How old do you think he is?
He's like same age as me.
Oh, he's the same age too.
Same high school as him.
Okay. Yeah. All he gonna be saying to himself is, "I see why, Dave." That's all he gonna be saying to himself. Yeah. That's all he gonna be saying. I see why now, Dave. That's all he gonna be saying. I seen so many videos about women like your ex-wife and Atia. And the video said, you will never work on yourself. You'll simply change the guy because the guy don't want to want to put up with your nonsense. You will never better yourself. You will never better yourself. You'll simply just change the guy. And that is what women do.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's what your ex-wife did. She said, "No, I'm not going to. There's because like I said, to them, there's nothing wrong with them. They want to be sassy. It's just being a girl. That's just how girls are. It's funny to them. It's fun."
Mm-hmm. She wouldn't have if she didn't have the support from her sisterhood, from her sister and her mom.
Right.
We would have eventually figured out how to coexist.
Right. Wow. Wow.
And the problem's expedited, or the whole process got expedited because I went over one day, I surprised her parents and just showed up at their house. And I was mainly talking to the mom. I says, I need you guys to get out our marriage and actually, more specifically, stop talking to her and me. Just give us some space. This isn't like a forever goodbye, but we obviously have some issues going on here, which you know all about. We just need some space to work things out. We're going through counseling. Just give us some space, please. Stop texting, calling, visiting. We gotta figure out, because this is our family here. And then right after that, my ex the next day is like, I can't believe you talked to my mom, blah blah blah, and you just told her, and you're like talking to her like you're some elder or whatever, and like she's nothing, and went all off on me. And I'm like, well, you didn't even hear my side of the story. I wasn't yelling or anything. I was being serious and asking them to step out of our marriage, give us some space.
No, hold on. What you should have said was, "Yup," and that's it. Just say "yup." You don't explain yourself after you lay down the law. You don't do that. Hold on a second. Y'all, this is part one. Me and my man Dave Nutzer. He is actually a franchisee of the business. We just going through the gamut, hitting all the checklists. Please check out the video, like, share, and subscribe, and also come back tomorrow and check out part two.